What's up, all you Lee haters, roofers, door-to-door guys? Y'all all know that the money's in roofing, baby. There's a gold rush in roofing, and 90% of you gonna miss out. You can't build a sales team. You can't duplicate door-to-door. You don't know what the fountain of youth is in roofing. I know I got a lot of wrinkles. It doesn't look like I got a fountain of youth, but I got a sales team that runs without me. And so many of y'all are either so stuck on the craftsmanship of building jobs and the roofing material and doing it right and managing the projects and ordering the jobs and working in production that you don't build a sales team. And some of you are such good salesmen. You can sell so good. You're such a good seller that you don't spend time building the systems and process for you to duplicate. So whether you're good at sales or you're good in production, you have a complexity lid. Inside of this video, I'm going to give you the secrets that you need to scale a roofing company to sell. You need a sales team, and you don't need a single dollar in ads. What you need is grit. You need to know that the best lead in roofing is a new roofing sales rep that's willing to go knock on doors and be what we call the TRD. That's a guy that can sell, build, and collect. He's an extension of your book of business. He's what my family is based on, and that's gonna bring me inside to the first lesson. Let's go. These are the 5 keys to building a sales team in roofing that runs without you with zero money in ads. Number 1 thing is you need to find sales character over closers. What's a closer? A closer wants the leads. They want a set appointment. They want to know that they're walking into all the opportunity in the world before they show up correct. So many people have came into my office. They wanted to know what kind of business model this was and where their sales experience would fit. Well, if you're not a hungry door knocking soldier, you probably don't deserve to learn the roofing business. And one thing's for sure, when everyone has damage, when you can see the old roofs, when you can see the people that are home, roofing is not the same knocking doors as it is everything else. So the best thing to do is to take people in the truck and test them in the streets. Teach them the basics, let them know how the pitch works. My drone detected damage. If you have legitimate damage, you want it covered. But of course you're looking for who can you hire? Well, these are people that are in the hospitality business. These are people that are, have high personality. I can meet a lot of people in the gym. I've hired a lot of good people from the gym, just talking to them, making conversation. The reality is that most of us have grown up with people we went to school with, college, high school. And I can think about the people that were good with the girls, the guys that were competitive. And these are usually the people that I want to turn to first. And, your boys are probably the best people that you can recruit. I could think about a guy I recruited for 10 years before he got into the business. Then he became an executive. Then he started his own roofing company that's a multi-million-dollar business now. So if you're looking for people like that, the best way to do it is to share content on social media about your wins, document your journey becoming a blue-collar millionaire, always have content that calls to action in your Instagram stories, DM to join the team. And if you never waste a win or a good roof, you're gonna start attracting some top players, but you gotta shoulder tap. You gotta talk to people in the gym. You gotta talk to your waiter. You gotta talk to a hospitality guy. If they got talent, if it's a valet guy and he's got a good personality, then say, you know what? I think you'd be great at my job. Next question is always, what's your job? Here, let me tell you a little bit about it and just jump in my truck. Because remember, if you get the guys in your truck, if you take them and show them a deal, that is where roofing sells itself. It's the easiest sell in America, so the trick is get them in your truck and show them a deal. If you own a home service business and you think that you shouldn't have a door-to-door team. Look, my friend Vincent Rancour, he started knocking doors around his AC projects and found that door-to-door leads was actually his best customer acquisition method. I can remember when I was talking with Tommy Mello, he spends a ton of money online, but if you're doing a home service project, it makes sense to knock doors next to the customer that you just did the recent project on. As a matter of fact, today, I knocked directly next door to one of my builds and I went 1 for 1. Insurance to retail, full loan. The reality is if you're doing jobs and you're not knocking on the neighbors, then you are really messing up. That's why all your new guys, all the sales guys that are just getting started should start setting appointments, and you should teach them a door-to-door pitch, make them knock around your builds. It doesn't matter what home service business you're in, start your guys doing door-to-door. Secret number 2 is our 10-day blue-collar boot camp. It's where we're gonna take you through a certification where you're gonna learn how to knock doors, deliver an estimate or completed offer in our Roofing Redline app. But most importantly, you're going to be using this perfect number, 50 door knocks a day, 3 completed offers, and 1 deal. Now, everybody that's new in the process is going to focus on training on the objection handling, training on the script, and taking that energy directly into the field because we want to see how they react. And with this onboarding, we're giving you virtual training online. We're giving you a roofing redline app that we can give you the territory, manage your door knocks, and check your statistics. We're also going to break down day by day exactly what you're learning so that as you develop, you're getting deals, you're completing offers, you're moving through the process, learning how to process your first loans. You're like my guy Colin, who came on board and in his first 10 days has been able to 53-1, 4 days a week. He's able to do 200 door knocks. We've been able to get 4 jobs.
Fourth deal in my first 10 days, yeah.
In first 10 days. And that's how you get started.
In each one of the jobs, he does the estimate and learns in the morning. And that's what's usually best with salespeople is to teach them while they're going through the process. And the most important thing about the 10-day boot camp is that we got to make sure they can knock. We got to make sure they can do the pitch. We got to make sure they can get the contingency. And once they have that in line, of course, make them take the training, make them show up to the coaching call, but process the deals with them one-on-one in the office. And so we give you a 10-day roadmap. We use Roof and Redline to manage your activity, and we train online in Sky Diamonds University. This is how we recruit, hire, train, retain, and multiply it at scale. This is the secret because unfortunately, in door-to-door and commission-only sales, there is a high failure rate. If you're going just off of Indeed or cold recruits, it could be as high as 80%. What I like is to have 50% of people succeed, and those are usually when you have the best recruits, and those recruits come from success of other recruits. When you make other people successful, they share their wins on social media, you collaborate on Reels, they come in through the DM, they get onboarded through your online weekly Zoom call. They really are just a form of network marketing. And those people, they stick a lot better. There's a 50% retention rate with those people overall. So success creates more success. The more the new recruit has success, the more he brings his friend in. And this is the best way to recruit a sales team, through network marketing. Let's go to the next one. Third secret is you have to be straight commission. This is an eat what you kill compensation. You cannot be trying to create an hourly plus commission just to guarantee people's pay. Risk is the down payment for success. People have to know that if they don't sell a job that they're not getting paid. And you do give them a roadmap of, okay, we give up front on contingency agreements. If you want to get paid, do an insurance to retail loan and you can get paid. For our setters, our people that are new, they can get paid on a deal, but the deal has to process with a closer on contingency or for a loan. And the most important thing that we look at is this brand new step. Like if you're going to be a setter, just all you do is set the appointment. It's worth about 3% of the total commission. If the average commission for an experienced sales rep is 10%, they're making 30% for just setting the appointment. Now, when they move past 5 deals, they're actually a junior sales rep in training, they move to 5%. And this is sort of the baseline commission. If they're able to do lots of jobs and they're a high-end guy, they're gonna be able to graduate to 10% really soon. For us, it's pretty simple. We're gonna monitor how you sell, build, collect, how you're able to manage the projects, collect the jobs, and do it over time. But it's this system of working on commission, of teaching the guys to actually understand the profit on the jobs. After $1 million in sales, we give people a chance to split the profits and build a sales team. Everyone gets told, hey, the path to real wealth is build a leadership team. And if you do $1 million book of business, then you can get paid a bigger override because you're going to be responsible for your recruit success. Making sales managers responsible for the sales team's success, both managing the project and collecting it, is how you get a team that runs without you. So you start at 3% as a setter, you graduate to 5% as a junior sales rep, 7 and 10% are levels they can achieve if they hit monthly goals, but they don't get more than 10% till they do $1 million. Then they get a chance to earn a percentage of the profit at 40, maybe they get a chance to earn the profit at 50, but what are the requirements? They got to sell, build, and CLIT. They got to be a full extension in TRD. And this is the compensation model that works, because when we bring new people in, we set the 5% people, the 7% people, and the 10% people under experienced sales reps that are making 40 and 50% of the profit. They make the difference. So our sales managers make anywhere from 5 to 7% override on a brand new person's first $1 million. So they're very incentivized to see them succeed. This is a leadership focused compensation plan, and this is the reason why it scales. Too many of y'all give away all the commission to the sales rep, and the leader can't make money, so they won't focus on building the team. You got to eat what you kill, both in closing the deal and building the team. But you focus on building leaders with your compensation model. You show them how to sell, build, collect, and become a profit sharing partner. And most importantly, with this private equity blueprint, what really unlocked everything for me was a salesman to equity program, where if you could sell 5 million, you can earn equity in my company. You sell 7 million, you can earn equity in my company. You could sell 10 million and earn more equity in my company. And what does this create? This creates long-term partners that take ownership in your business and never start their own company and become your competition. This is the future of roofing, and I hope you implement this business model. Secret number 4 is accountability, but accountability comes down to 2 parts. Culture, your standards are what you tolerate, and systems. What numbers are you calling your non-negotiable numbers? For us, it's 50 door knocks a day, 3 completed offers, and 1 job. If you use the roofing redline stack, the most important thing you can do to drive a sales team is use the leaderboard. See, the total amount of deals, the total amount of door knocks, all this stuff becomes a competition between the team. And when your compensation model rewards people for more sales on a monthly basis, this gives people an opportunity to get paid for more when they perform well. And so the accountability side comes from giving people the exact territories to work, tracking their exact door knocks, tracking the amount of leads that they get, their closing percentage, and what actually turns into deals. And this is the system accountability. The other part of culture goes down in the group chat. None of the leaders miss a chance to show people that they're at the office early, that they're doing deals, that they're helping sales guys get deals. If you did it and it didn't go in the group chat, it doesn't count. And more importantly, we have a weekly Zoom where you cannot hide. All the new people are the most important people in the room. They're going to be asked to role play. They're going to be asked to train with the group. And if guys don't show up for Zoom meetings, personal development is a core value. I can't require it to a 1099 guy, but I can never promote you. I can never give you leads, and you'll never have a chance to grow with RRCA if you don't show up. And we're probably not going to invest into you, and you probably won't make it. So I can't require people to show up to my meetings, but if I hold personal development as the most important core value, then it's like a requirement. And for me, showing up to the meetings, posting your wins on a group chat, tracking your door knocks, tracking your deals inside of the roofing red line, and being held accountable to the leaderboard. This is how you have a successful sales team. Because you cannot hide in my company and there's always accountability set up in the meeting structure, it creates an environment plus systems that people are held accountable. And this creates a core value of personal development, hardcore door to door. And this is what you need if you're a home service guy, you're in roofing, you want a sales team that always works a 6-pack, that always shows up and documents their wins. And that's how we raise the standard of our sales team. Key number 5, the CEO must stop being the top salesperson. Number 1 problem it creates is the sales guys start to resent you. I can remember growing up being the top guy, having big numbers. It really doesn't matter how many deals you give away. If you start taking tons of commissions, the truth is that the sales guys see you as a competitor. If you're constantly taking their leads and you're not giving them away, they don't see you as a go-giver. They see you as somebody that's out there pimping them out and taking the best opportunity or best fruit from the tree. Even if it's not true, I think that all CEOs should probably give away all their commissions. You don't want to be stuck handling the job anyways. Let the sales rep go out, run the deal. Even if you sign it up, you can give them a half a commission, but the idea is that you put that money back into the company. And so many of y'all are out here selling your own jobs, but here's the thing, you should never not have someone watching you sell a job. As a matter of fact, I believe you should create some content somewhere from the win. You should have a lesson. You should be training somebody. You should be starting a neighborhood. You should probably give that job away. And when the CEO is selling, but he's starting neighborhoods, he's training new sales reps, he's documenting content that could recruit new reps, then you can be in the field and sell, but you're giving away your jobs and you're not tied to the deals. And so many of y'all, you want more money, so you go sell more jobs, but you don't invest into your sales team, and you don't realize you're doing this. You spend all your own time on your own files. And when things come up, what's most important is not your team. And they know that. They know that your jobs are more important than their jobs, and your time is more important than teaching them how to become you, and maybe you are afraid of teaching them to become like you because you think they may start their own company. Look, you have to stop thinking that way. You have to start giving away all of your deals. I had a guy, his name was Greg Clyde Bryan, and he came to me doing $500,000 in sales. His name of his company was Law of Attraction, but the idea is pretty simple. He's with a buddy and they started a company. They'd only done $500,000 in sales. He bought my program. The thing that was different about Greg was he was young, he would sell, he would do the marketing, but he would give away all of his commissions. He didn't take any commissions, he was the owner. And I thought, what a novel idea, what a smart young man. And his company actually within 6 months was doing the same volume that they were doing a year in a month. They were doing 40, 50 roofs in a month. Now they're a $40 million company. The reality is I think a lot of it had to do with Greg's willingness to give away all the deals. So many of y'all are being selfish. You have to never miss a chance to duplicate. Never miss a chance to start a neighborhood. Never miss a chance when you're selling a job to document everything with meta glasses so you could train your team, so you could show them to go out there what's possible. Then sales creates recruits. Sales creates life. Sales create new neighborhoods. Anything but creating more sales leadership, which in that regard, the CEO should never stop selling. But what I mean is you should never go run a lead, take the commission 100% for yourself, and not give it to one of your sales guys to go figure out. And I would tell you, like, documenting your sales guys' wins, this is way more important. Instead of selling the job yourself, coach him up, get your camera out, document what happened and how they were able to impact and transform their life, tell the story, tell the how, and you'll find yourself going viral with game tape. Game tapes where just you show a deal go down. You show a guy overcome an objection. This is literally responsible for millions of views and tons of recruits on my social media. So if you want to build a legendary sales team, you want to do it without spending a single dollar on ads, stop taking your own commissions. They're great opportunities to build transformation stories, and transformation stories are what drives sales teams. Guys, our biggest win is going to be creating our first $1 million producer, having $20 million producers. This year, I've got to buy like 15 Rolexes for guys that have sold, billed, and collected $1 million. I've got one guy, he's going to do $10 million in sales. He's going to earn $1 million in commissions. I don't know what kind of Rolex you get, but he's a complete extension of me because he followed this exact roadmap, and he's one of the most important persons of the team. You can have members of the team if you follow the plan, if you want help building a sales team. I'll show you how to build a brand. I'll show you how we recruit them through our online Zoom, how we every single week have a call, we separate the serious from the curious, how we use a system of virtual training and our app, Roofing Redline Stack, to automate accountability and culture so that guys come out hardcore door to door, that they learn how to TRD, sell, build, collect. And this is the secret to building a company that runs without you worth 8 figures. If you want my help, click the link, fill out a form to schedule a call. There's a scaling roadmap, and figure out where you are on this map. If you're a small $1 to $5 million company that hasn't quite killed it at the sales team yet, you've never had a good sales manager, well, you got to be the sales manager and sales leader that you look to attract before you can attract that guy. So I'm going to help you level up one deal at a time. We're going to start from scratch. Click the link below. I hope you enjoyed this. If you really enjoyed this content, look, pay the toll by hitting the subscribe button, sharing it with a friend. I really appreciate everybody. We're going to be bringing you more value, more breakdown, more specific tips, along with the vlogs and the crazy stuff, because I got so much good stuff up here. Y'all are sleeping on a fucking genius. We'll see y'all next time.